All right, testing 1 2. All right, testing 1 2. All right, and we are now live on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. And let me just fix my camera angle up just a little bit here. Oh. We can get it. There we go. And we are live on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. So, lots been going on this week. A lot of videos have been coming out. A lot more are to come out. We've got the 4 Nights game, which came out last Saturday, and tomorrow morning we've got the Roy Lopez game, where Grandmaster Max Illingworth will teach me a little bit more about the Roy Lopez. So if you're enjoying that series, make sure you check that one out. Now, as for what's going on this week, you can't quite see that on the screen, but we are at a win streak in our 15 plus 10 of 6 games in a row, and we're going to try to continue that today. And today will be focused around rapid games, so we'll be doing a lot of 15 plus 10 games. I do have a coffee with me. I'm letting it kick in. It is awful. I will go out and get a proper coffee soon, so there might be a little break between, but we'll put up some nice puzzles to play that out. Now, we will get into the games now. And I will be playing on the non-moving board today. So let's get into it. All right. We are back with another game in the rating climb, and we are at 18-16 after yesterday's win, where it probably should have been a draw, but my opponent abandoned the game, and I believe he abandoned it once the game started to get very tricky. So it was a good game. They've all been very good games, actually. We're 6 wins in a row for 15 plus 10, and let's see if we can continue that right now. As always, I will be commentating during the game. And if you're watching live on stream, please do not give out any moves. But we can talk about it after the game. Good morning, DH Germany. Welcome, welcome. Mikhail, I can teach, depending on what the level of the person is. I wouldn't be teaching somebody who's a 2000 rated. All right, let's get into... Hold on. We're starting this a little bit too quick. Let's chill. Yeah, if your ELO is 600, I can definitely teach you some things to help you raise up your skill level. But first, we are getting into some rapid games. Now, the plan today is to play a lot of rapid games. Probably not going to do puzzles today. Got to mix it up a little bit. Over the weekend, I will not be streaming in this environment, but I will be streaming Blitz games. I'm going to try and get that rating up. Yesterday was pretty good. Had a few losses on time where I was in winning positions, and I played 2 games against a high 1800 Blitz. 1 draw, 1 win. So I think I can get my Blitz rating up. So I'm going to try that over the weekend, see how high I can get it. But yeah, make sure you watch, make sure you learn. Let's get into it right now. Oh, I forgot to connect my board. There it is. And I'm white to move. I'm going to go with E4. I like to put Sicilian players out of their preparation because they all feel... Why did that line not draw? They all feel the same way. Let's go here first. No, I'm not happy with the sound. I'm not happy with it at all. It's one thing I'm trying to work on, and I just can't seem to get it right. Why not knight c3? So knight c3, I have a little bit of a plan here. Knight c3 is good, but I can't push this pawn forward. If I want to push this pawn forward anytime knight c3 is getting in the way. Knight c3 is also a bit of a setup I'm going for. And if they were to come in here and sort of break the pawns at any stage by taking and taking, I don't want my queen to be exposed to their queen. So knight d2 might look a little bit counterproductive because it blocks the bishop in. This bishop is not going to get any play until later in the game. And we could move the knight over here and then here. We could bring the pawns up here, bring the bishop here, bring the knight down here and over here. Or the knight could go back to the center again. So there are definitely ways for the knight to go. He's not just a bad piece. It's worth noting that we also have knight here as well if we want to put 2 attackers on this piece. I don't quite want to do that yet, but we've got that option as well. But no, DH Germany, I am definitely not happy with the sound. It's something I've always trying to be working on. Tom Smith, hello, welcome. Yes, exactly. I moved the knight there so that if the d pawn ever leaves, the queen wouldn't be exposed. Now, the reason why I didn't want to go here was because I didn't want him to push there. He did that anyway, so that's okay. But that would have been a waste of a move for me because it's something that he was planning to do anyway. We continue our development. Yes, there is a board that moves your opponent's pieces. It's the one right behind me here. I'm not using this one today but I use it most days. Today I'm using the one where I move the pieces. All right. Now, one thing I will be looking at here is potentially bringing the pawn here. Probably not bringing the pawn here and bishop here. I don't see that being too good this game. Another idea would be to bring the rook here, knight here, and then I've got ideas of going here or going here. No, I don't think I'll ever get to IM. In fact, I'm very confident I will never get to IM or FM. The goal is CM though. I don't have many pawn breaks in this structure, Jonty. You are very correct, and that's probably one area of my game that I do need to focus on is getting those pawn breaks. Kobe, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Speaking of Team Wiggy, a quick commercial in between the game. Don't forget to join our Discord channel, where we'll be doing all fun sort of things coming up soon. You can find that at wiggy.com. Oh no. Give a man a stream deck and he does everything. Mikhail, thank you very much. See you later. Have a good night. Yeah, Jonty, the pawn breaks is something that I need to definitely look into. I did read a bit of Pump Up Your Rating, and the first chapter is actually about pawn levers or pawn breaks, and it just confused me. So I think I need to revisit that. Okay, so he plans to put the queen here and bring the bishop in here, is my understanding. Now, if I go knight here, he can always bring the bishop here, and then I can push the pawn there, and then sort of ask him what he's going to do. But it does put my knight in a bit of a weird spot. But I might want to push the pawn again. But the knight is, it feels risky. First, I'm going to maneuver my other knight. Stonefrog, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. I was muted for a while. I'm back. Apologies. Sorry about that. Now I got to repeat everything I just said. Omar, this is the Chessnut Pro. I'll pop the website on there. You feel free to take a screenshot. I've done reviews and tutorials of all these boards. If you want pawn breaks, you need more tension. So maybe we should look at openings to practice the pawn breaks. DH Shomi, I appreciate your comment on the channel being focused on real chess. Yes, GMs do. They do focus on the blitz, and people do find it entertaining. Oscar, welcome, welcome. Stonefrog, good morning. Baptized, hello, welcome. Jay-Z Cook, yes, he has returned. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. We are back. We are back. Now, the reason for this move here is I really find this square appealing, because now he can't push because he'll lose his pawn. Do need to be mindful of here and here. I might actually bring the rook back here so that I can get the queen off the pin as well. If he does something like push here, I'm definitely jumping here. Otherwise, I am actually considering taking this square as well. So I've got a little bit of options here. Now you're getting Wiggy commercials in your YouTube feed. I can't be stopped. The momentum is building. Commercials inside commercials inside commercials. Guys, don't forget to join the Discord server. Link at wiggy.com. I do love a good cheesy commercial. The French. The problem with the French is I do play e4 a lot and I don't get many French players. I think it's about 10% of the games, and if I'm only playing 3 games a day and half of those are already black, or are you saying as black I should try it? Because I could try it as black. Now, hats off to my opponent from Korea, who is taking their time with their moves. I could get some medication ads going too. Maybe. getting ideas. I'm getting ideas. All right. So now with the rook there, knight d5 does feel even more appealing, but I'm going to take my time here. KLM, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. He moved here because he wants to push, and I don't want him to push. So I'm going to put the knight there so that he can't push. He can only go here if he wants, and that's bad. I am also attacking the bishop. Now he needs to make the choice. Does he want to keep the bishop by putting it there or there? That's all I've got right now. We do have other stuff coming in though. I could go here, take here, he takes here, and then I take there. That looks pretty good. Okay, that's interesting. That's a good move. Now, I'm assuming he takes back with the knight. And there's that push that I was worried about. Taking looks better. I assume he's going to take with the bishop, but he could take with the knight. Okay, so he takes with the bishop. That's the only piece I didn't want him to take with. Any other piece, I actually had bishop here doing pin. So if he took with the queen, the game is over. Now I need a plan. I need a plan or a good move or something. I don't have anything right now. Hello, Nuka. Welcome, welcome. Which was his slightly bad bishop? The black one. Yeah, maybe that wasn't worth taking. We can have a look at that after the game. He's taking a lot of time. Which is good for me because I'm still feeling fairly comfortable. I think the game is still equal or close to equal, unless I'm missing some sort of tactical idea. I'm looking at ideas like that next just to finish my development. We're only at move 20, but why not connect the rooks? Knight e4 might have been a little bit premature. Maybe, yeah, bishop e3. I was just thinking d2, but yeah, e3 probably was a better move. But now we're getting into blitz territory, and we're only at move 20. It's not normal for me to be the one ahead of time, but I'm just wondering, do I need to be concerned about this, and then that? Take queen here, and then bring the bishop out next. I don't think I need to be concerned about it. But I can also take this way. Okay, so he goes here, so that should be decent for me, I guess. Connect the rooks. If he goes here, I can play here next. He goes here, and then queen goes here. It's looking pretty good. And if he pushes, I do have a one takes before, either dropping back or going over there. Take, and then queen takes. So I got to ask the question: which way do I recapture? I like this way. He goes back here, and now I go here straight away. The queen is protecting it, and then I put the pawn behind it. Okay, so he goes there, so I'm not worried about that. That doesn't worry me. Okay, so he loses the pawn. Queen takes, queen takes. No, I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that. I feel like that rook lift is going to make a huge struggle on this pawn here. So I want to bring the other knight across. The other rook across, sorry. The other rook. Okay. Okay. That looks like a really bad move. Really bad move. Maybe I should have just taken the, maybe I should have traded bishops. That looks like an incredibly bad move. But we'll see, we'll see. Newen, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Okay, so he goes here. It's not really a threat yet. But I think I can just push here. Pandarosa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. I do think that queen here is going to need to be a move soon. But first I need to deal with this problem. I also have this move here if it gets a little bit heated. I'm guessing H5. Okay. Now can I push the pawn? He's cracking. He's cracking. Thank you, Pandarosa. I enjoy it as well. Okay, did I just blunder? I've got 3 minutes. I can take my time. He can't. So if I take, he takes with the rook, I take, the queen takes, and then I can get away. So I take, he takes, I take, queen takes, king goes here. He doesn't have any sort of magical perpetual check or anything like that. So unless I'm missing something, I think I'm good. Bishop takes better. No, we'll have a look after the game. You smell a flag coming. He definitely put himself in a position where he made a bad move. First main account. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Thank you for the follow. Okay. And now he'll go here, and I can just go up here or down here. Okay, so he takes here. Oh my, I thought I ran out of time then, the way that just happened. So what I was planning to do was push here, actually, was the plan. I'm not taking here, even though that's still winning. Pushing here and then queen there was the idea. But I was sort of looking at like what happens if he goes down. And I mean, there's nothing. It was here, which was the concerning move. And then here, and then here, and then here. And yeah, it's just winning. It's just winning. I mean, I was just trying to be as accurate as possible. Supercarb, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Speaking of Team Wiggy, don't forget the Team Wiggy Discord where all the fun happens, live 24/7. No, actually, it's just where I can post updates on anything that happens, any sort of stream events or anything good. So feel free to join. And speaking of joining, if you haven't already, make sure you hit follow. I do stream daily, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till midday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Today we'll be going a little bit later. And nightly, around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time as well. As well as there will be a few sessions over the weekend where I try to get my blitz rating up. Now let's have a look at this game. By the way, I think is that 7 or 8 in a row now? 7 or 8 in a row. My knight is so good here. I'm not seeing anything good. I knew this move was so that he could get that push in. Okay, so this is the first question. Do I trade his moderately bad bishop for my knight? And I guess the answer could be no. Bring the knight back here, and it covers these two squares. It's actually doing a very good job. The position is kind of closed off. It can be opened at any time though with a push, but I don't have to accept, and if he takes, I take. So maybe coming back here was the better move. And yeah, now my knight kind of looks a bit silly here. He broke it open, and here maybe bishop here would have been better. But I didn't mind this move either. So I don't think this is a mistake. I think it's just, there was probably something a little bit better. Take now, okay, here. I didn't like this because they come in, they hit the queen. They hit the queen, they're defended. I didn't like that. Move back. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. But I still didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I think it was this move which was the one that I was kind of questioning. But it forced him to trade. And yeah, taking here is a mistake. So I think going here is a mistake as well, because now I have this move next. So yeah, taking here, clear mistake. Take, and the game is over from here. It's probably going to say I played like 60%. 94. Get out of my game. That felt good. That felt good. Did I consider D4? Did I consider D4? You can't see the bar on. Let me just fix that up. There we go. There we go. Just had to fix that up for the TikTok and vertical view. Yeah, the bishop pair. Let's see if we. Let's start the review. Who is this? Who are you? Welcome. It's a good accuracy. It's a happy accuracy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's play through the game. I still hate how chess.com makes a sound when you develop a piece like you've done a good thing. Yeah, so moving the knight back was better. Recapturing was better that way, I guess. Made the sound, so it must be good. Yeah, now the game is over. Oh, you caught the game at G4. G4, so we can compare D4 to G4. Can't compare it to D4. The Queen F6 move. Did I diagnose that? I didn't really look at that too much. It just clearly looked wrong. Right time for the break. But yeah, proud of that game. Let's have a look at this player's report card. Okay, so he's about the same as me. He's like on that sort of movement up. He was also on a win streak too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He was on an 8 win streak. He was going for game number 9. Sorry to take that from you. Hello, Messiah Ibrahim. How am I doing for my win streak of 15 plus 10? Look at that. Look at that. We're going up. Guys, let me know how the audio is as well, because it is something I'm trying to work on. Trying to get something better every day. Don't worry about these blitz games. At 15 plus 10. We gotta have a look. We gotta have a look. We'll get into another game in a moment. So that's a win streak of 7. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Where was that loss? So we had a couple of losing games as well, but one of them was to a cheater. And then, yeah, I remember that. We lost to a cheater and then played 2 more games, and they were both like high accuracy games, and it was just like, what can you do? What can you do? This guy here was actually a perk player, and I played the perk against him, and then I had a look at his game after. I had a look off stream at all of his games, and he just plays the perk. So I went up against somebody who was like mastering their opening. But yeah, no, very happy with that. I almost want to finish the day on like such a good win, but we can't. We got to get more games in. We got to get at least 2 more games in, I think, is reasonable. What do you reckon? Is that him again? He wants to play again. He mad. He mad. Am I immortal joining in 2009? Please. Please, I don't know how that happened. I believe chess.com was brand new back then, maybe 2007. And I think I got my account through Facebook because Facebook implemented playing chess, and that's how chess.com did their games back when Facebook was something that people would actually use. Let's have a look at my very first game. I won 933 points that game. Let's have a look. Let's see what type of player I was back then. I played a 15-minute game with must be a 10-second increment, and I played the Queen's Gambit. Hanging pawn. Breaking opening principles, but attacking the bishop. That's a free piece. I'm up material, so I'm assuming I would have traded. Yep. And that's just how easy the game was back in those days. Let's see where D. Porf is now. If he ever continued playing, or if I just... 2014, his last game. And the Magician. Let's do my first loss. No, let's not do that. Yeah, so I joined in 2009, probably didn't play till 2012. Like I said, it was probably a case of I didn't even know I joined. I played a lot as a junior, which was back before 2003. That's when I think I ended my journey in the year 2000, I think was my best year. And then I didn't return to the game until 2021. And over the years, I sort of jumped online and I played a game here and there, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know openings. I didn't know ideas. I didn't do tactics. I didn't do anything. I just sort of played. I just sort of played thinking that I was great because I was high school champion. That was it. That was it. And now the question is, do I go and get a coffee before my next game, or do I just get into my next game? I'm going to go get a coffee, but I'm just going to leave the stream running and I will be back. So let's put on like the hardest puzzle we can. How do I change the difficulty of the puzzles? Extra hard. I want to put up like the hardest puzzle there is. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to go grab a coffee. All right. Yeah, back. Who was that doing the cheeky likes while I was gone? All right, let's have a look at this puzzle. By the way, guys, if you're in Australia, the Macca's Golden Latte. Trash. Don't get it. Nothing but sugary syrup. Stick to your local cafe with a strong iced latte. Huzzah. Why does that taste weird? All right, let's have a look at this one. So straight away, my mind goes to Queen H3, but I don't see what to do after here. And because I don't see what to do after here, they have this move here, but there are two defenders. I'm actually looking at that move. But what about Queen H3? And then Queen here. And then here. Getting ready to go up. Or even here. But then they have this over here. This is tough. Queen H3, king there. Queen here. King here. Queen there. King up. Queen takes, bishop takes. I'm just not seeing it. So the material is equal, but the pieces are, yeah. You are probably not allergic to coffee. I would hope not. That would be a shame. Miss Quinal, I only do challenges in Blitz at the moment, and I usually keep it to people who have been hanging around the stream a lot. So if you hang around, there's more likely a chance. But I don't, especially when I'm playing Rapid, I don't take stream challenges. Yeah, I'm still looking at here. I'm gonna do it because we're gonna get back into the Rapid games in a moment. And then I was looking at here or here. Now I particularly like this one here because it leaves the file open for one of the rooks to come in, and it pushes the king back there. And now we push the rook aside. They take, we take, the queen takes, and then we take. That's what I'm looking at here. And now that they've gone up, we can take, and then we win the rook. Is that what we got? Is that what we got? All right. We are going to get back into another game. Let me just connect the board. Oh, this squeaky chair. I gotta do something about that, I think. Getting too big, Stone Frog. Can't be stopped. I've expanded from YouTube to TikTok and Twitch to Instagram, and now you can't escape my greatness with those sponsored videos coming out. I'm gonna have to make like a cheesy commercial and see if they advertise that. Maybe I'll reach out to them and see, because that would be fun. That would be fun. Could you imagine just a 20-second ad of me popping up that's being cheesy as hell? What do we got here? Where am I going? Going to online game. And we got Rapid. And let's just connect the board first. Let's do this in a correct order. Connect the board. We've got the white pieces on the correct side. We'll pair the board, and I'll do my intro. All right, we are back with another rated game. We started today at 18-16. We just won our last game. I think that brings us up to 18-24. And the last game was very good, 94% accuracy, I think. And my opponent just blundered in time pressure, but it was a good game up until then. He played really well. Let's continue with another game right now. I have set my rating search to be only higher rated players as well, so sometimes it does take a little bit of time to connect with someone. So no one under 17.99 can play me. Alright, here we go. I am white. And let's see if the 7-game win streak can continue. I haven't played one of these in a long time. Let's do a move that I'm comfortable with that my opponent is not familiar with. So basically I'm going for the same setup as last game. Now what I used to do when I was a junior was I would push and they would go here, and then I would push and they would go here, and then I would push the pawn and fully take the center. And I think that was fine, but I'm not used to doing that anymore. I'm not used to playing this opening. So Alekhine's defense is what it's called. I'm reading on the screen there. I'm not used to doing that kind of opening, and I've already put him out of prep, it seems, which is good. Okay, so I was looking at ideas of pushing here. He goes here, push here, knight goes here, pawn goes here, knight goes here, and then bishop takes, but then he had this. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So instead, now I think he needs to go here. Otherwise I'll push. He moves and then I push and then I get the big center. That's my ideas here. Yep, okay. I am liking these games that I'm getting. They're feeling very more human than they were a few months ago. Maybe I'm improving. I hope I'm improving. Or maybe it's just a change in my mentality, but you know, very modern. Yeah, it's kind of looking like like we've gone into a strange style of perk defense. It's still saying Alekine's defense on there. I don't know if that updates or if it just goes off the first move. And now that he's pushed this pawn, I don't need to worry too much about this anymore. I am expecting this move here. Okay, what is that? What is that? What is that? He wants to play f4 next. f4 take. If he takes here, I actually have here. I also have if I take and he takes, I also have moves like that as well, but I don't like this as much. I really don't like that. And then the queen comes down here for check. I'll show that after the game. Basically, I want to put my knight here. The other route was to go rook here, knight here, and then here, but this is a little bit quicker, but he does get to push that there. I'm not sure if I'm worried about that or not, because once he takes, then I've got some sort of magical knight move, which feels good. I'm not sure how to pull a Magnus. Is that get to a losing position and then all of a sudden be crushing? Because I can get to the losing position part, that's not a problem. Extremely late today? Do you mean with my stream? 12 minutes. Okay. There was some ideas of going queen here, but I didn't like the look of either of these two moves. And I also didn't like the look of leaving the pawn undefended, which then attacks the rook. So first, I want to get rid of the bishop. Oh, yes. Yes, the classic Blitz tournament. World Blitz tournament, where he showed up with like 1 minute to go. Sits down and adjusts these pieces. Just sack the knight, hit him with a chess. This opening I find very rare to even trade off pawns by move 20. Okay, so he goes here. 10 minutes to 9 minutes. That's a long message. That's a long message. Oh, it's on Twitch. You know what that means. Yo, a streamer. I just came across you. And so I'm not even going to bother reading that. I'm not even going to bother reading that. When it starts off with yo streamer, at least when you do the copy and paste, take out streamer and put my name in there. Come on, my guy. Darius, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. So risky. It didn't feel right. Didn't feel right. Chuck, welcome to Team Wiggy. Thank you for the follow. Does it make noise if they unfollow? No. Franco, welcome to Team Wiggy. Thank you for follow. EJ the Prodigy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. We're both at the same amount of time. Stonefrog, welcome to Team Wiggy. Nice to meet you. He's going to double his rooks, so I think I need to add more defenders. Putting the queen on here, it helps get my rook across, and also if I move the bishop, at least I've got two defenders on this pawn. Instead of using the king and the rook, I can use the queen and the rook and the king as well. He's definitely got a better space advantage, but I think I've got better ideas. Let's not give hints during the game. We'll keep that till after the game. But yeah, I am looking at this type of idea, and I was looking at it here as well. But there were just some things I didn't like about it. I was also thinking about bringing the queen up to here. You know, there's a lot of ideas that are going. Are you strong at chess? That's up to you to decide. I can't decide that because I'm just going to say no. Okay, so he doubles. I might have to bring my queen back, actually. Five minutes. I gotta speed it up. I gotta speed it up. I gotta play faster. He's definitely in a better position now. 100%. He's deciding, oh, okay, so he plays here instead. Ah, that's a good move. That's a good move. I see what he's doing there. I know what he's doing. Wiggy, it sounds like someone is playing a game of Angry Birds in the background. Yeah, I live in the bush. There's birds all around. We got bush turkeys, kookaburras, magpies, all the wild birds. It's a complicated game for sure. Okay, so he goes there. I'm playing a little bit faster now. I want to try and use the clock to put pressure on my opponent because he's taking a while to think. I'm assuming this is the next move. I'll go here. Knight will go back. I just got to make sure I don't trap my queen in any way. But other than that, it's feeling pretty good. Knight there. Okay, cool. I was looking at maybe I could have done that, but okay. Let's not celebrate too early. With the bishops both eyeing the king, I still need to be careful. Do I play on the board when there's like 5 seconds left? No. Sorry, it looks like TikTok chat isn't coming through. Either that or I missed it while I was like focusing. Billy, where was that message? That was ages ago. Sorry about that, Billy. No. When I'm down to a little bit of time left, I can switch to the computer and I can make the moves on the computer a lot quicker. The only saving issue I have is that the queen is pinning, which is good. That helps me, I think. That helps me because now it allows my bishop to get here. I think the best move for him was actually king here, allowing his bishop to take there next, hitting this, and then using the other bishop to sort of get in on the other diagonal. Where did the bishop come from? I forget. Was it here? So yeah, the other bishop could have gone in here. That was his best plan. Bishop here just allows me to bring my rook across, and now it defends this square. So if he ever gets this move in, I can just take back here. Will he flag or will he move? He moves. Okay, so I was looking at this. First, I can take with the... I got time, I can relax. Bishop takes rook, queen takes. I mean, it's all the same, isn't it? It's all the same. So bishop takes rook, queen takes rook, queen takes queen, rook takes, and then rook goes up for check. I'm not seeing any good tactical ideas here. I'm just going to take. The queen will take. Simplify. King takes. And now, I guess just defend. I gotta watch out for these bishops, man. It's not over yet. Yep. Okay. He should have gone here, making me move, and then gone back here. Okay, now I get to trade off the other rook. And he has to go this way. Has to. Because if he goes this way, yeah. Now he takes back, surely. And then I cut off the king. Keep the dark squares going. I'll probably even go rook here next and then just bring the king over the other side of the board. This game is over. Now it's important not to let his king in, so I am going to go here next. So he really needs to go here. And then here. Okay. So he goes there. Let's not let him take that. It's a good move though, because it does allow his king to get over. There's no point in keeping my king on the behind the rook now, because his bishop can allow anyway, so let's just make our way over. That might have been a little bit premature. Maybe I should have waited for the king to be a little bit further away. Hello, welcome. Now I'm probably looking at, rook here, and then push the pawn is probably my next plan. Keep everything on dark squares and I should be good. Hats off to my opponent for playing this endgame out. Oh, I almost took that pawn then, that would be a blunder. Now he has to go here, and then I can take here. Welcome back, drop back. I think I saw you the other night in the evening stream, yeah? GG. Oh, right on time, right on time. What was that question? I mean, I could, but one on time. GG's to my opponent, and that is 8 out of 8 games. 8 win streak. 8 win streak. We're not going to have a look at the analysis yet, but GG's. Now, how the game was going to continue here. I plan to push up here, and then push the pawn. So the king guards this square, the bishop blocks the king from getting there, and the rook would stop them from getting there. So let's say he went here. This is the next move. If he goes here, great. I can take the pawn. If he goes here, now I can push. And then I take the pawn. And this is, yeah. Do I like chess or do I like to get better? I like to get better. But in saying that, I also love a beautiful game. So if we play a beautiful game and I lose, no problem. No problem. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. This game was proudly brought to you by the Team Wiggy Discord. Please feel free to join that. I will be updating it soon with stream events that are happening, as well as special promotions that I'm not allowed to talk about on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So make sure you join that if you want to know more about what's coming up in the future. Stone Frog, get out of here. Is my chessboard connected to the computer? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm using the Chessnut Pro. I've done reviews and tutorials on all of these boards. You can check them out here. Feel free to take a screenshot of that. He defended very well. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think there were some areas where he could have done a little bit better. Including here. I think he could have done a little bit better here. Instead of going for this move, king here. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. King here. And then probably rook. Rook takes. Oh, but then I get the queen takes. But then they get this. And something might be happening here. Something might be happening. So I think he had a better opportunity to defend. I don't know if this move was the best, but maybe it was, now that I realize this pawn was always hanging, which I didn't see in the game. Why did you hate it? Drop back. It's an interesting. Oh, thank you for the roses. Somebody gave some roses. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I didn't see that announcement. Yeah, I kind of started disliking, well, not me, but disliking chess after playing too much, but still feel the need to get better. That's what puzzles are for. Can I play the London system? Not well. Not well. I tried playing the London system once and I lost to an 1100. Kind of scared me off it. When I did that scenario, there was a mate for black or white. For black or white. So if you're referring to this, that's not going to be a mate because they can block. Have to get out a check and then they take. Otherwise, yeah, that looks like mate, but it's I'm in check, so I had to move. I'm not seeing any mate. There it is. There it is. Okay. Well done. Well done. We actually had this mate a few days ago, a few games ago. Am I an E4 or a D4 player? I try to mix it up between the two. I try to mix it up. So in my last tournament that I played in, I played 2 games as white as E4 and 1 as D4. And the D4 one, I got destroyed. Won't even show it to the people. I scored 3 out of 6 in my tournament. I lost to 3 higher rated players, significantly higher. So I'm happy with the result. One of the players I lost to was actually a 2300 blitz player. So, yeah, that's something that, yeah, his game was amazing. Yeah, okay, so they can go back here. They don't have to go for the mate. And then here. And then here. Okay, so not Queen's Gambit, no, I go for a system setup, a Collie Zukertort. Collie Zukertort is similar to the London system, where they play like this. We get this set up here. So we got this going here. They might go here. Oh, it's white to move. So we go here. They go here. You push here to stop the pawn. They move up. You go here. Castles, castles. Here. And it's a very, very fun opening. It's a bit of a system opening. And then we got here, but do they have anything here? Not really. But there's it's a good game. You've got your bishops attacking. You've got your knight ready to jump in. You've got your bishop ready to go over. Your queen ready to go over here. You've also got your knight ready to go here. So there's a lot of fun to it. It's a very fun opening. And we got setups like this. Kind of starts to look like a bit of a stone wall. And yeah, it's a very aggressive opening, but at the same time, it's very meh. All right, let's have a look at this game. This looks like a mistake, but I think there's just too much pressure going on with it. So he takes, I take, and then I was expecting the bishop to take, and then take. And I think I'm winning there. Still go in, still take. And then yeah, he just blundered here. Blundered here, didn't even expect it coming. Take, take, and then here. And that's just a win in material, and the game should be a win from there. What do you reckon the accuracy was? Any guesses? Real GMs don't do openings. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. And the only reason I disagree is because they are... The only reason I disagree is because they know so much. They don't need to do the openings, but they know the openings so well because they have studied them. And you'll see that in my video with Grandmaster Max Illingworth, out now on youtube.com/@wiggy. Tomorrow we'll be coming out with the Rory Lopez video, and that's going to be a 2-part series. So tomorrow and next week, I need to edit next week's one today, but this video will be coming out next week. I hate the fact that my camera is not centered. There we go. I hate the fact that my camera is not centered. So we do have the Roy Lopez coming out tomorrow. And what we look at here, when we look at, it's fine to disagree, absolutely, and I appreciate you saying that, because we all need our own opinions. And I love the fact that you say that, actually, because a lot of people get offended when people disagree. But when you look at these videos that Max and I did, I'm 1,700 FIDE, and I can literally say that now. I couldn't say it last week, I was lying. But I've just crossed 1,700 FIDE, and there's a lot I don't know about openings. And so I'm sitting down with Max and we're talking about the videos, and I'm asking him questions and he's giving me actual answers just from his knowledge. So it was a really good video. It was completely unscripted. We just sat down and we just did a lesson together. And that's where they are. And when you play, you shouldn't focus on openings. Correct. When you play, you shouldn't focus on openings. You should focus on good opening principles. And like there were a lot of openings in the tournament where, let me just get back to the analysis board. There were a lot of openings in the tournament where I didn't know what I was doing, and we still got a good game. And I'll show you some of those real quick. And I just did a video last night on how to actually show the board whilst using the board. So let's try this out. I'll show you some of the losing games that I had. But first, let's just check the game review. $77 to $80. Oh, what did I miss? I did look at that move. I did look at it, but it didn't really look good to me at the time. Actually, it looks really scary. But this rook is pinned. Oh, okay, this is better because it gets the bishop off that diagonal, nice and simple. Oh, and then we can go here and, yep, keep the pin. Keep the pin, keep the pressure. I mean, I still felt like I was winning here. Apparently this is drawn now. Just some good technique at the end. I did make a mistake here. That's a mistake. Oh, okay. Because I got... Well... Okay, if I go here, I take. Rook takes. Queen goes here. How funny. How funny. The move that I thought won me the game actually lost me the game. Let's have a quick look here. Okay. His peak is 2064. His peak is 2122. That was a year ago. Okay, so it looks like we got a 2000 rated player who's kind of, right now, he's sort of at the bottom of his game. Pretty happy with that. So Jonty, it's funny that you mentioned that I should play the opening that I'm promoting. So the 4-night Spanish was the opening, and I did play it the first chance I got. I did play it the first chance I got. Where's that game? Well, maybe if I look at my profile instead of this guy's profile, I'll find it. So the 4-Knight Spanish, I did play that, and let me bring up that game. Here it is right here. Look at that. Literally the first time I went to play it, I get a cheater. But I do play these every moment I get. So the Roy Lopez, for example, I'll be playing that every chance I get. That's why I'm playing E4. But so far, everyone's playing other openings against me, like Perk, Sicilian, French, Knight F6. Yes, so the 4-Knight Spanish is basically a Roy Lopez with 4 knights. So I go into the Roy Lopez, and he goes here. I think this is called the it's called the Berlin defense. And here I went for the 4 knights Spanish, and this is the most common move apparently. And then you can take, and they no longer have this trick here, unlike in the Roy Lopez. And that was really fun to do that lesson with him. I'm glad you're learning a lot. I'm glad. No, Jonty. The criticism is welcome, because you are right. Like, I'm promoting one video, but I'm doing a completely different opening. Why don't they have the fork? Because we've got the knight protecting the pawn. Unlike the Roy Lopez, where they do, in their 4 knights, they don't have it as easy. They can't just win it back. I mean, they do have this one here, but it's kind of, you'd have to play around with it and see what you could do. I think it's still fine, but yeah, that guy got a ridiculously hard game, and then he got the boot right after it. It's so funny. Somebody messaged me on Reddit, and they're like, "You got what you wanted. I suck." And I'm like, I don't know if it's him. I don't know who it was. I don't think it was him. I think it was somebody else. But, you know. What's the top engine move if they play the fork? Okay, so the eval bar goes up to 0.4. So knight takes knight is the next move. Then we have a different fork, and now it's not on the pawns anymore, but we can castle. And I think white is doing better here. I think they're doing better here. Yeah, rook e1, I would have gone rook e1 instead of d4 as well. But yeah, the prodigy. Make sure you check out the videos. All right. So yeah, openings. I think they're good to know, but I don't think they're good to spend all of your time. Because you will find positions where you just get completely lost. And this is what happened to me. Now, I don't remember if you played this one here and then this move, or if you played here straight away. But either way, this is what I came up against in the tournament last week against a 2300 Blitz player. And I didn't know what to do here. Can I get 60 on Puzzle Rush? Good training. I can. I should do a Puzzle Rush one day off stream and just see how high I can get it with just like maximum focus. Maybe on the weekend. I got some sad news though. There's no sparkling water. So I still can't checkmate with bishop and knight. Do you know any good moves or any vids that explain? Let me see. Can I open a new window here without you guys seeing it? No, I can't. But that's all right. Videos. If we go to videos. Improve your tactics. Very easy, very medium. Here we go. This guy can teach you how to checkmate. You gotta know these checkmates. It's important that you know these checkmates. Yeah, it sounds about right, Jonty. So yes, to answer your question, I have done a video on this. I'm not sure if I can post it in the chat, but you can find it on my channel. Is it the best one out there? Probably not. But it does show how to do it. Am I using a projector? No, it's CGI. So yes, I've got this video here. You can find that on my channel. Just type in Wiggy and what's the title of the video? King, Knight and Bishop Checkmate. And you'll be able to find that there. There's the thumbnail. So yeah, you'll be able to find that there. Two knights versus a pawn, and you know that's winning. I'm not sure if it is winning. Depends where the pawn is, isn't it? Depends where the pawn is. So yeah, this here, I didn't know. Well, let's have a look. How do I clear the board? Two knights versus a rook is drawn. Two knights versus a pawn is drawn. I think it depends where the pawn is. How do I delete a piece? There we go. Still drawn. Still drawn. Still drawn. And now it's winning for black, only slightly. So yeah, I think the only way it would be winning would be depending on where your pieces are. Like this would be winning because that's just a checkmate. So it depends where your pawn, where their pawn is to determine whether or not it's winning. Like if we put the pawn over here and we put the two knights here, we've got a mate. But if we put the king over here, we don't have a mate. So it really depends where it wins. Now, if you have a bishop and a knight versus and a king versus a king, you are winning. You just need to know the way to do it. It's called the Troitsky endgame. Yeah, so it's going to be very it's going to be very reliant on where the king is. But if you were just to give me a random position with two knights versus the king, you're not winning that game against a good player. But in saying that, a bad player might give you the win. So keep that in mind. So yeah, back to knowing openings. I don't think it's absolutely crucial. Let's just put in a new screen and connect the board again. I wouldn't call it a stalemate. I'd just say draw by insufficient material. And the reason I say draw by insufficient material is because stalemate means that they have zero moves. There was another opening that I played in the tournament, and this is the Pert's defense, and this is all good. I actually played this as black quite often, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. Then my opponent played this move here, and this completely throws me off. It still calls it the Perk defense, and I'd actually seen one of his videos, because he does YouTube as well, where he's actually really happy for me to take this, and we get to a position like this. So it was another violent game that we got into, and we became best friends by the end of it. He did win. He's a 2000 plus rated player, and we've played in the past, and I played really terribly against him in the past, and this game I actually gave him a decent game. So yeah, that was one of those. We can go through that game if we want to analyze the game now. Does that sound like fun? Yeah, the perk defense is great. The perk defense is great. Why is preventing him from castling good? So it's known as an imbalance. Let's analyze. Let's get that game up. Let me just find it. If you ever play in a tournament, the first thing you should do when you leave the tournament hall is take a photo of your game. That way, you can't lose it. So the game started e4, d6, d4, and knight f6. I went knight c3, and they went e5. And this is the moment of the game where I really took my time. And you ask the question of why is giving up their castling rights good? Once the queens are off the board, it's really not as significant, but it's still a little bit of an advantage. Because if I can castle queenside, I can put his king in check and gain a tempo whilst developing. So that was really the only motivation I had here to take the piece. Now I did, and he took back. And I did queen takes e8, king takes d8, and then I did bishop g5. So this is where we're up to here. And we've got the engine turned off. So we've got the engine turned off. So yeah, like now I could go and castle, but is that really good? That's the question. Yes and no. Yes and no. So bishop g5, bishop e6. Let me just zoom in on my thing here. So I do castle, and he goes knight to d7. Develop, and bishop to d6. So I'm trying to see here if there's anything good for me at the moment. I do have the pin on the knight, which is good, but I'm not really seeing much else. I do also have this move over here at some stage as well. So what move are we up to? We're up to move 8, so bishop d6. I do go knight to b5. And he goes king to e7. Knight takes d6, getting rid of his bishop pair. He has to capture back with the pawn. And now bishop to d3. Now, I think here is a mistake by me. I feel like there's something wrong with it, because he does have moves like this coming in. Now, I think he actually went pawn here first. So, what move number are we up to? 11. So he goes h6, attacking the bishop, and I've got choices here. I could either give up my bishop pair, or I could retreat the bishop somewhere. And I think I ended up going bishop to d2 so that I could go here as well. And this is where, gotta go, see you later. Thank you very much, have a good day. So this is where I think I started to fall apart. And I didn't think taking was good. And I didn't think that going back to here and then down here was good either. Because I just put my bishop in a situation where he's no longer contributing in the game. Maybe here might have been better, but I like the idea of coming here and pinning that pawn so that I could potentially take with the knight in the future. What move are we up to? 12. Knight c5. Now here, I definitely thought I'd made some mistakes. Look, does it block my own rook? Temporarily it does. But the rook wasn't really doing much anyway. It's not like the rook was ever going to take that pawn. I did take a long time to think about this one because there was a lot of complications going on here. There was something that I miscalculated when bringing the bishop back, anticipating this. But my opponent assured me after the game that he couldn't take here. That was all good. So, 12, so 13, bishop to b4, and rook h to c8. Now, worried about the complications that could have gone on here, I did take. And then I think he took with the rook. That seems logical. He's attacking. Get the king off. File king to b1. And then he played a5. So now he's going to start attacking with the pawns on the other side. I bring my rook to the center. And he goes a4. Rook d2. So I'm starting to bring the rooks up to keep an eye on these pawns and help out. Say the rook comes over here. We've got the defenders. And I'm not too worried about these pawns yet because I can always push if any of them try to break in. But we find out that later, those pawns actually became a real problem. So, b5. And now I do have a little tactic here of pushing the pawn. So b5, I went knight to h4. But if I went b5, and let's say he goes back, I feel like taking this pawn would be a little bit of poison. Better to go with that one to protect the pawn. I feel like I can't take that. Stonefrog, have a good day. See you next time. I don't think we could. I don't think we could give up that pawn. So knight h4 was the move. And the idea of knight h4 was to come in here. Trap back. Catch you next time. See you later. So, what do we got here? h4, so move 18. He played g6 because he wants to stop my knight from getting in there. And I played g3. And this actually gives my knight more squares to retreat to. a3, b3, g5. Knight to g2 and d5. Now it's very important that I didn't go here because bishop takes and then pawn takes and then the knight gets hidden, and this is devastating. So it became a moment of I needed to keep my knight here. Move 22, I played f3. And then he played d4. So it's starting to get very cramped. Very cramped. I'm dealing with a lot of pressure on the queen side, so I have to attack on the king side. I felt was right. h4. Rook to b8. H takes G, H takes G, and f4. So I think breaking open the H file turned out to be what kind of ruined me, but f4, G takes f, G takes f, knight to g4. Is that right? I think that's right. We go f5 and he goes bishop to c4. And this is the moment where I realized I was in a lot of trouble. So I can't actually take the bishop because that would be a disaster. And even if I tried to get out, I can, but the rook will come down and take this pawn eventually, double up on the rooks, and this pawn is too fast, he'll break through and win the game. So, Bishop e2. Bishop takes e2. Rook takes e2, and I offered a draw here. I do like a humble opinion. Yeah, look, it's just a case of I don't want to retreat. This was just a much stronger player. And I would love to be on the attack, but this player and the other two players that I lost all my games as white, and I won all of my games as black. These two players were so strong, I was just on the defensive the whole time. Quite awful, but I know what you mean. Perfect world, I would have loved to have been on the attack the whole time. So rook e2, I offered a draw. He took his time and declined. Rook h8. Rook e1. Rook h2. I could have done that move too. Rook h2. King c1. And rook to c3. Bring the rook back up. He goes for a check. I go rook d1, he goes back, and I go rook h2, hoping that he will repeat moves, but I think he is significantly far ahead here. Rook h2, and yeah, there was just rook h1, rook h2, rook d2, rook g3. Have I missed a move here? Rook h1 check, rook d1, rook d2, rook g3. I've made a mistake in my notation. Hold on. So he actually played here, and then I went up, and then he went down, and I went back, and then he went up, and then I went up, and then he came across here. And this is where I missed a bit of a tactic. I went king to d1, and he took rook takes g2. I forget which rook it was, but I'm going to assume it was this one. And the idea here is, if I take, he takes, I take, he goes here, I go here, and he's simply winning this endgame. And I did look to see if there was any way that I could trap the knight, but with the knight having squares that it can go to that are defended, I resigned after this move here. So it was a definitely a good game. Definitely a good game. And I think it shows the idea pretty well that you don't need to know your openings. You just need to have like a little bit of an understanding of some of the ideas. And when you're in the game, try to figure it out. And that's the best way to do it. There are opening videos that can help you, but I don't think we should be memorizing openings because, like I said, I played the perk defense. And he played the perk defense. And on move 3, I was out of prep. And I found that against both the strong players, they made moves that were a little bit confusing for me. Now, can I review this game? Let's have a look and see what the score was here. 90 to 82 with a very, very slow decline. So we played the whole game pretty strong, and I was actually winning here. But this knight move was a bit questionable. Who had the brilliant move? He had the brilliant move. Who had the brilliant move? And yeah, so this is where I offered the draw, but it's -3. And this is a mistake. but I'm already losing here anyway. So yeah, it was a tough game. Did it tell me? It doesn't tell me the what am I saying? It doesn't tell me the goodness of the game game rating, because it doesn't have a time control. But yeah, this game was quite good. I was happy with how I played, considering it was a much stronger opponent. And I gave him more of a challenge than I did a few years ago when I played him. A few years ago when I played him, I was actually on a very big decline. So it's nice to actually get back into it. So yeah, that was round 4 of the tournament. And it's so funny because I knew I was going to play him, and then the results got posted and it wasn't against him. And then when I showed up to the venue, they actually changed the result and I was playing against him. So it was good. He's actually an old co-worker of mine, and we got to sit down and have a chat after, have a little talk about the game, talk about life, all that good stuff. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now, it is 1 p.m. and I do have some videos to edit. I've got a new video to post online today, and I've also got to film a new video. So if you are new here, please feel free to drop a follow, because I will be back every day, 9 a.m. till about 12 Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's actually 1 right now, so I am a little bit behind, but I did start a little bit later today. So 9 a.m. till 12, Monday to Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time, and also in the evenings, 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, pretty much every day of the week. Now, those games will be blitz games, whereas the morning ones will be more improvement focused, rapid games, puzzle rush, all that good stuff. So pick whichever one you like, but don't forget to join the Discord. I've just set it up and I will be doing announcements in there. I currently have a bot that's announcing all of the videos that I'm releasing. I will turn that off because I'm releasing a lot, but it gets quite annoying. But I do have that over there, so make sure you head to wiggy.com to find the Discord link. It's on the main page there. Don't worry if you don't want to, where I'm going, wiggy.com. Don't worry if you don't want to participate too much in it, but we do have the Discord community right on the main page. So make sure you head over there and join that one if you want to get notices of anything coming up, including special streams, videos, and promotions that I'll be doing, which will only be available in the Discord, because TikTok and YouTube have very strict policies, so we won't violate those policies. We'll keep it all on the Discord. But that's it for me. Where are we going here? Main screen. Guys, if you are new here, make sure to hit that follow button. And other than that, I'll see you next time.